Lions 3 for the away. Lions Waste is proud to support RPI Athletics. Head downtown Troy after the game and check out Lions Waste.
I'm trying to find Mackie. Tell me to come sit.
This time the kickoff before the Allegheny.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
The sets out Victor at 29 just about feet for Allegheny. Is recovered by number 6 Victor. At the Allegheny 24-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Gators.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, defense! Let's go, defense! Shut it down, baby!
First pass complete to number 81, Ben Baker.
Come on, defense!
Gator 23, the first down at the Allegheny.
Let's go, dude! Some poppin' fun, baby!
Tackled by number 4, Bukowski, and number 50, Jack Fowler. 2nd and 7 at midfield.
Handoff, and this is going to be a straight-ahead attempt by Hamilton. Tony Hamilton stopped at the RPI 48 on 2nd and 7.
So another small pickup there for the Gators. It'll be 3rd down now. And one thing to note, Greer did have a pretty good statistical season last year. The last game against our 370 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he also got 4 picks.
3rd down and 5 for Allegheny at the RPI 48. Greer looks to throw, pulls it back, throws, and that's complete. That'll be a first down to 35 to the 30, and down to the 27 is Barber.
Good. He pump faked on that one and then went to his second read there, so a good play by Greer.
Allegheny's line, Kelton Pollock, Zach Cram, Zach Wilson, Ian Craycroft, and Raphael Ballantyne. That is the line up front for Allegheny. 1st and 10 for the Gators at the RPI 28, 7-0, RPI leads. Greer is going along the sideline, and that's overthrown. Intended for Paycheck, and it was overthrown.
And the Gators, I just noticed it seems besides Victor, there are 2 other receivers that are pretty tall guys. And it seems like they may be trying to take advantage of the smaller engineer quarterbacks.
Second down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Greer pass in the flat, complete 30, 25 to the 20, just outside. That's a first down for Victor and Allegheny at the RPI 17-yard line.
RPI 17-yard line, first and 10.
So the Gators now responding after the Engineers had a lot of momentum in that first stanza. The line Victor up on the near side now.
Greer fakes a handoff on first down pass. That's complete, and that'll get them inside the 5 to French, and that'll be a first and goal for Allegheny.
Greer really just picking his way through the Engineer defense right now. He's hit 3 different receivers on this drive.
First and goal, Allegheny at the 5. 7-0 RPI lead. 6:13 to go here in the first quarter in Troy. Allegheny. This will be a run on first down, and Tony Hamilton is stopped at the line of scrimmage at best. No, it looks like he's going to lose a yard back to the 6.
Yeah, the line really just stuffed that out completely. He had nowhere to go.
Tackled by number 90, Magnus Walker. So lost of 2 on the play. Second down and goal from the 6.
Second and goal from the 6 for Allegheny. 3 wide out formation. You got one man in the backfield. You got a man in the slot on the right. They'll switch up the running backs, and the ball came popping loose. It looks like RPI recovered at 3. Yeah, RPI recovered at the 3-yard line. That was Trey Adams on the carry. The ball just came popping out forward, and RPI covers it at about the 2-yard line, we'll call it. The 2 or the 3, right around there, someplace in between there. Second turnover of the day, RPI has it. 7-0 they lead, 5:29 to go here first quarter.
Yeah, Austin Charles got that, and it looked like they were trying to do a read option play, but the quarterback may have held on to it. So Greer held on to it a little too long, and the ball kind of just popped out.
Engineers starting deep in their territory, but it's better to be deep in your own territory than the other team to be deep in your territory.
And with the way the Engineers offense moved the ball down the field last drive, I wouldn't be too nervous.
First down, Marinopolis out of the end zone, throws, that's complete to the 30-yard line. RPI's got a first down to Vinny McDonald.
And McDonald's one of those guys last year that got reps as an underclassman, and he's 6'4", and 200 pounds, and he's an athlete. So Marinopolis definitely has some trust in him.
First and 10 RPI at their own 32. 7-0 leading, 5 to go here in the first quarter. Looked like almost a mix-up on a handoff, and Marinopolis keeping himself, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Kelly and Marinopolis, that didn't look clean at all. Was it a fake? Was it a handoff?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's another one of those read option plays there that may have gone, that the Gators tried last drive and just didn't pan out the way they wanted it to, either team. But again, Marinopolis, when he's passing, he looks very poised right now.
Second down and 9 for RPI at the 33-yard line. RPI, Marinopolis throws, that's complete out to the 50. We're in Allegheny territory as Smith gets the reception. Fallon on the tackle for Allegheny.
And again, the Engineers are moving, they're going no huddle. And it seemed like just a moment ago they were stuck in their own end zone, but Marinopolis, his passing has just been very, very incredible to start the game.
First and 10, RPI at the Allegheny 48, 7-0 Engineers lead, 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. This will be on the ground for RPI. Heading to the left is Lombardi, and he makes it to the 40.
And that time the handoff worked out.
Yes, didn't have a problem. I still don't know whether it was a handoff or not on the other one.
Yeah, it looked like just a miscommunication between the two players.
2 on each side for RPI, as they have second and 2 at the 40-yard line. Marinopoulos wants to throw over the middle. That is complete, and that'll be another first down to the 31 for Smith.
And another thing that Marinopoulos is doing, just like Greer was doing on that last drive, he's hitting different receivers. He's not going to the same guy every time. And that's what you want to see from your quarterback, trusting everyone. And when you have the depth that the Engineers have, there's no reason not to.
First and 10 RPI at the 31-yard line. 2:55 to go here, first quarter. 7-0 RPI leads. Marinopoulos looks left, throws, and he overthrows Avery. That is incomplete. One of the few mistakes on RPI when they're out on offense.
Yeah, I just mentioned how accurate Marinopoulos has been to start the game. And now Kenny Schrader is coming in at tight end, and a cool thing to note is that Hunter Kazin, who plays defense on the Allegheny line, they went to high school together. So they may end up lined up next to each other at some point in the game.
Second down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Marinopoulos gets out of pressure, throws, looking end zone, it's up and it's incomplete.
We'll want that one back because that was a beautiful toss.
That was Quinton Hunt on the coverage there, and he was really perfectly positioned against McDonald.
Well, McDonald, being the size that he is and with his athleticism, was still able to make a play on the ball. And I would not have been surprised if he came down with that.
Four wide out formation for RPI, third down and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Engineers. Marinopoulos takes the snap, throws, that is complete at the 21, and forward progress, where are they going to give him? Right? He's right at the marker, and it looks like forward progress for Palmer. I think that was Palmer on the catch, right? Yeah, Palmer on the reception for RPI. Has RPI a first down at the 21-yard line, I think. Yes, they're moving the chains now.
So the Engineers back in the red zone. This has been a longer drive for them. I mean, starting all the way back down their own 3.
First and 10 at the 21 for RPI. 2 to go here, first quarter. Engineers lead 7-0 over Allegheny. Handoff on first down. It's going to get a lot more yards than I thought. It's going to more. It's going to get 17 yards on that carry. Dylan Burnett. Not the starting tailback. Scaglione is the starting tailback for RPI. Burnett is in there now. Burnett's going to take another carry. This time he's going to go left. He's got room. He turns it up at the 10. He's to the 5, and he's inside the 5. Moving first and goal, RPI.
Yeah, they sweep it over to the left side, on the near side on that play. Good job, good blocking there by the receivers to make that opening for Burnett.
Johnson on the tackle for Allegheny. First and goal, RPI at the 4-yard line. 1:10 to go here, first quarter, 7-0 RPI leads. Burnett takes the carry, and he is in easily. Hit one man, bounced off from him, and ran into the end zone, and RPI leads 13-0.
Yeah, Burnett really seems like a power rusher almost. Scaglione's got a little more shiftiness to him, but he just went right down the middle, and we saw it on that first carry where he got, like you said, he got more yards than you were expecting to. And it seems like he did that there on that touchdown.
Christian on to try the extra point. Snap, the spot, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
So with 1 minute to go in the first quarter, the Engineers could not have scripted a more perfect start to their season if they tried.
You're right.
Stuck deep in their own red zone, and they came out with a turnover and then marched right down the field with absolutely no issues at all. I'm really impressed by the way Marinopoulos has started off this game.
Well, I've got a chance. The RPI offense, George Marinopoulos is quarterback, tailback, Joe Scaglione. Of course, Burnett was into that series. He got the touchdown. Wide receivers are Nick Smith and Vinnie McDonald. Slot receivers are Eichland and Malik Kelly. The line up front is Luke Koschel, Rick Demboski, Thomas Lawson, Jacob Grant, and Sean Gibbons.
The play this time will kick off for the Engineers. Back deep, number 6, Victor, and 29, Chase Bell.
RPI again kicks it low. Taken by an up man to 31-yard line for Allegheny. 35, 37, that's all she wrote. 37, maybe around there. Is where Allegheny will start out their first possession. They need to hold on to the ball. 2 possessions, 2 fumbles. It's not going to be a recipe for success.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be too, if you're a Gators fan, you shouldn't be too nervous because they were able to move the ball on that last drive. They were able to get down the field, but it just was a miscommunication between the running back and the quarterback that it seemed like it was a read option play, but someone took the ball that wasn't supposed to, and it ended up in the RPI defense.
First and 10, Allegheny at their own 36, down 2 touchdowns. Victor goes in motion to the right side. Pass, that's going to be complete to the 47, and Hayes gets knocked down.
And Joey Gutowski on that knockdown knocked him back about 5 yards. Of course, he gets forward progress, but just impressive to see the strength there of Joey Gutowski to be able to knock a guy back 5-6 yards.
First and 10 at the 48. Allegheny down 14-0 late in the first quarter. Pass complete in the flat, and escaping one tackle and getting it a little bit farther is Hamilton. He'll make it to the RPI side of the field down to the 48. This will probably be the last play of the first quarter, as Allegheny's not in a rush to get to the line. And time will expire in the first quarter here in Troy. 14-0 RPI leads after 15 minutes.
And the ball is just about midfield, so neither team will have too far to walk when they come back out. And on that last play, it looked like Tragney that missed the tackle in the backfield. And that's not something he's going to be happy about.
Men's hockey opens their season with an exhibition game on Saturday, October 5th against Tufts University. And it's
so after one quarter, it's been all Engineer football here, 14-0 as mentioned before, and it's been the defense coming up with big turnovers, as we said. It seems like the Allegheny Gators are doing a good job of they're taking advantage of the field position that the Engineers are giving them, and they're getting down the field. But then the defense has been able to come up with 2 big turnovers, and the Engineers have scored off of both of those turnovers. So when your defense is forcing the ball back to your offense, and your offense is clicking and in sync, it means a pretty good result. So Coach I's got to be happy on both sides.
If you're Allegheny, you need something on this drive right now. I mean, their numbers aren't bad. 15 plays for 91 yards.
Yeah, and Greer's 9 for 10, so he's been pretty accurate. Marinopoulos 8 for 11 in that first quarter. As I said, he's started off the season with very accurately, and he's hit multiple receivers. 4 to be exact.
It'll be Allegheny right to left, RPI left to right across your radio dial. Quarter number 2 underway here in Troy. Greer to Victor in the flat, turns it upfield, 50, Greer to the RPI 45, and he stopped there.
And that's Victor's 5th reception of the day. So he's already got more than half as many as he did last season against the Engineers, but not as much yardage. So the Engineers have done a nice job of staying in front of him.
3rd down and 3 for Allegheny. 3 wide out formation, 1 man in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff. Greer is going to pass short. That's complete. This will be a first down as they're able to get it to French, and he stopped at the RPI 39.
And Tragney on the tackle there, not letting him get by again. So it'll be 1st and 10 with 14:15 to go in the second quarter.
14-0 RPI lead. Remember, Allegheny's last drive got down to the RPI 2 before they fumbled. so it's not like they haven't been able to move the ball. It just looks that way on the scoreboard. Greer out of the shotgun. Looking for a lot this time, and that he was looking for a bait chick, but he was covered by Battle.
Beautiful coverage there by Blake Battle, just staying in front of his guy and keeping his positioning so that he was facing the quarterback and looking at the ball. There was no way they could call pass interference on that play at all. It was great positioning there for Blake Battle. Battle's certainly not the tallest guy on the field, but when you have his speed and you have his instincts and smarts, it doesn't matter who he's covering.
Victor in motion to the right. This will be play action. Greer passes. That's incomplete. It is complete. Oh, okay. For a moment there, I thought Hayes, who got the reception, dropped it, but he did not. I must have seen the shadow. It's complete to the 30, and they need to get to the 29.
But the Engineers did get a handle, and it looked like he was just able to pull it in.
3rd down and 1 for Allegheny at the 30-yard line. Pass, quick, complete. That'll be a 1st down, and that'll be to the 17-yard line for Bacon.
To number 81, Bacon, for a 1st down at the RPI.
So again, the Gator offense is moving.
13:20 to go here in the 1st half. RPI 14, Allegheny nothing.
Victor in motion.
On 1st down, Greer has to distance one off short, and that'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Hamilton had nowhere to go.
The Engineer linebackers and quarterbacks all over that play.
Greer was forced to dish that off to the only man left, basically.
If you're the Gators, you have to think, hold on to the ball, no matter what. You've been too close too many times now, and you gotta hold on to the ball.
2nd down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Greer fakes the handoff, goes left, throws. That's complete down around the 9-yard line. French on the reception for Allegheny. That's not enough for a 1st down. It'll be a 3rd and about 2 at the 9 for the Gators.
The Gators, not sure whether you go run or pass because they've been pretty successful on the pass so far, but it is 3rd and 2.
Pass, and that is complete. That'll be a touchdown. French gets it basically off his own tip and falls into the end zone. And we got a flag on the play.
I think there was a late hit on the quarterback from Sadak because I saw Greer wave his hands up as he was sitting on the ground, and then the flag came out.
This is the first penalty of the game.
Let's go down. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 31.
All right, so the play is good. That is a touchdown to French from Greer. Gives 6 points to Allegheny. They'll try the extra point now, and the penalty is assessed on the kickoff.
So they faked the handoff there, and then just went high with their receiver.
Line and Weber will come out to try the extra point for Allegheny. Snap, spot, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 11:52 to go here in the 1st half, it's RPI 14, Allegheny 7.
And for the Gators, that's a great way to start off the 2nd quarter after things weren't completely going your way, mostly on the offensive side with the few just mishaps they had, but they were moving the ball, and it showed that they did have confidence in their offense. Specifically, Greer had confidence in himself to get the ball to his receivers and not depending on Victor solely. They went to a couple different receivers. They went to French and and they spread the ball around a little bit, and it resulted for them in a touchdown.
So stats for Allegheny are going to look pretty good, actually. They're down by 7 right now. They had 91 yards at the end of the first quarter in offense, and they picked up another 50 after that, something like that. They're about even, the two teams, in terms of total offense at this point.
So yeah, based on how both of these offenses are moving, I think what we're going to see is once that first defensive stop comes, that's going to be a real turning point for either team. Whether the Gators can stop the Engineers or the Engineers can do what they've continued to do and maybe not stop them on a turnover this time, but maybe force a punt.
So the personal foul on the touchdown play, the roughing the passer call, that is assessed now on the kickoff, and Allegheny will kick off from the 50-yard line.
Roughing the passer penalty against RPI.
And I believe this will be the first kickoff of the game.
For Allegheny?
Yes.
Yes. Meichel and Spellman are back for RPI.
To kick off.
No, it's not Meichel. Low kick. Spellman takes it at the 8-yard line. At 10, moves into the middle of the field, cuts it up, 15, and he'll be stopped at the 18-yard line. That was Lombardi, the other person that took the kickoff.
Yeah, and the Gators kind of took a little play out of the Engineers playbook. They just kind of squibbed it, but it made it all the way down to the 8.
To the 19-yard line.
So the Engineers won't have as good field positioning as they've been giving the Gators.
First and 10. Well, they can call it the 19-yard line. Yeah, that's what I wrote down, the 19-yard line. First and 10 RPI's 19-yard line. Up 14-7, 11:46 to go here in quarter number 2. An opposite between his two backs. This will be a handoff on first down, and Meichel gets it to the 23-yard line, running straight ahead, and then gets pushed back to the 15.
Yeah, a little bit after the play there. But Meichel did a good job of fighting his way through. They brought him in from the slot, actually, to take that handoff.
Ball's at the 23. It was Bala who pushed Meichel back. Second down and 6 for RPI. That was a hard-fought 4 that Meichel picked up on that play. Four wideouts. Pass. I thought it was going to be complete, but Chico dropped it at about the 27-yard line. Couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, good wrap up there from Quentin Hunt on the Gators. Grabbed both his arms and pulled so that he couldn't make the reception.
Third down and 6 at the 23-yard line. And this is going to get tipped and intercepted by the Gators. And that is not a pick 6. It's knocked out of the hands, loose in the end zone. Was it covered in the end zone? Well, we're waiting for a
That
call
ball
here.
was definitely out before he got into the end zone.
Okay, so this is what happened. There was a tip. It was intercepted. I think that was Kazin who got the interception. Ran towards the end zone, kind of started to celebrate. Ball got knocked out of his hands, went into the end zone, was covered near the back of the end zone, but was that player in bounds? No, they're going to call a touchback on this. They're going to call a touchback, and it'll be RPI's ball.
Very interesting turn of events there.
Okay, so this is your obscure fumble rule. Okay, the ball's going to go to the 20-yard line, first and 10 RPI. So here's what happened. With the change of possession, it's now Allegheny's ball. If you fumble the ball into the opposition end zone and it goes out of bounds, the opposition gets it at the 20-yard line. So Allegheny, had they gone one more step, had Kazin gone one more step, it would have been a touchdown. Instead, because he lost the ball outside the end zone, fumble out of the end zone, goes back to RPI.
And that's the old Deshaun Jackson. You don't celebrate before you're in the end zone. You don't drop the ball before you're in the end zone. So the Gators looked like they really have flipped the switch there, and we're going to tie it up. But instead, the Engineers are going to come back with a first down and a fresh chance. It looked like it was a screenplay they were trying to set up, but the Marinopolis just couldn't get it out. They came at him too quick.
1st and 10 for RPI at the 20-yard line. New series of downs because that was a change of possession, and there's maybe a running off the right. There's about 2 yards there for RPI.
And just a settle play there from the Engineers, really, to kind of just play it safe, hold on to the ball, settle everybody down, because that was just a bang, 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 really, from all angles.
Merkel on the run there. He's now in at quarterback for RPI, as they'll go with, as usual, unless they get near the end zone, they usually go with a 4 wide receiver formation. That's what they've got right now. And Merkel takes it on 2nd down, weaves his way through some players, and he's going to make it out near the 28. Across the 27-yard line to set up a 3rd and 3 for the Engineers.
And the Engineers really flexing their depth at tailback now. They've had several guys take handoffs, not just Scaglione.
4th down and 2.
3rd and 2 RPI. Marinopolis throws. That is complete for a first down to the 35. DeChico gets the reception, immediately forced out of bounds by Hunt.
And he holds on. He made sure he held on to that one.
1st and 10 RPI at their own 35. And RPI got a flag on the play. The snap occurred, and nobody wanted it.
That might have been a delay of game, just based on the reaction. Seemed like the center may have known what the play clock was at and just snapped it.
You usually don't see that.
Well, we'll sort it out now.
You usually don't see the center just snap it when the quarterback doesn't want the ball, just because the time's running out.
Yeah.
9:31 to go here, first half. RPI 14, Allegheny 7.
Well, Marinopolis is getting a lot of signals from the sideline. I know not all of them are. He's really only looking at a couple different people, but it didn't seem like there was a couple different plays going on.
All right, they're going to say there's no foul in the play. It's a do-over. I don't know. I don't know what happened there because RPI did snap the ball. I'm not sure how you end up with a do-over. But we're not getting paid to make those. And did this just happen again?
Yeah, there's something's going on with the count.
Did the ball ever get snapped?
No, the line is definitely not on the same page. A false start on the offense. And the Engineers, one of the things we didn't talk about too much, they do have 3 new offensive linemen. They graduated 3 seniors. So they might not be all in sync with each other. It's the first game of the season.
1st and 15, ball at the 30. Meislin, and we got a reverse from RPI. That does not work. That was Parrish who got into the backfield and kills that reverse, and RPI's all the way back to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and it was a good idea there from the Engineers to kind of switch it up a little bit, but the Gators snuffed it out right from the get-go.
Parrish got into the backfield, and that's a slow developing play. You got to move it a little bit quicker than that. Parrish had enough time to get back there and moves RPI back to the 22. They need to get to the 35. No, pardon me, the 45. They got 23 yards to go here on 2nd down, and that'll get a chunk of it out to the 41-yard line. RPI makes the completion to Lombardi.
And another beautiful pass there from Marinopolis. He's timing it with his receivers very well. All of them.
3rd and 4 for RPI. Marinopolis wants to throw. over the middle, and that is complete to the 30-yard line, nicely down to the 25. First down for the Engineers.
Beautiful play there from Iceland. Just reached up and pulled it in. Engineers made quick work of that deficit that they got off of the end around. And all the way back down to the opposing 25.
1 over 64.
2 receivers each side. First and 10 RPI to 25. 14-7 RPI lead. 7:25 to go here in the first half. Scaglione, that's not Scaglione, that is Merkel on the parry, gets to the 21-yard line.
And again, the Engineers showing a little option there. Marinopoulos faking the pass.
Marinopoulos in the flat. That is complete to the 20, maybe the 18-yard line on this one. That's Tommy Avery.
And Avery broke a tackle there, got that extra yardage there on that second down play. Engineers going heavy, bringing in some extra offensive linemen.
Third down and 3 for RPI. One receiver alone on the left. Now he's going to go in motion to the right. Marinopoulos had a little bit of trouble. Nope, that's not Marinopoulos. That's Michelin on a direct snap, and Michelin is stopped near the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got half a yard. And it's going to be a fourth down and about 3 for RPI.
So the Engineers go with the Wildcat there and the heavy personnel.
RPI is going to bring Christian out to try a field goal.
This will be his first field goal attempt of the season. And a pretty important one, considering how quickly the Allegheny offense has been moving.
34-yard attempt from the right hash. He's a right-footed kicker. Snap the spot, the kick is up, and it is plenty good. We have 5:52 to go here in the first half. RPI 17, Allegheny 7.
The Engineers with the 10-point advantage, 5:52 to go in the half. Plenty of time for the Gators really to, if they want to, they could probably take the clock all the way down, and if the drive goes the way they want, they could make it a one-possession game going into the half. And now one thing to note, the Engineers will get the ball to start off the second half on the kickoff. So they'll want to be within at least one score before going in.
Allegheny's defense, well, I got a chance. Cameron Shadle, Hunter Kazin, Austin Hoyt, and Grayson Lee are the line up front. Linebackers are Chase Bala, Kyle McGee, and Corey Lasky. The cornerbacks are Quinton Hunt and Trevor Fallon, and the safeties are Hudson Ari and Phil Johnson.
And the Gators are keeping Victor back deep, so they're not trying to hide him anywhere in the upfield. It seems like they're okay with just getting the good field position to start off.
This will be a short pop-up, and what happens?
It looked like they called a fair catch.
Oh, you can, well...
They called a fair catch, and then the guy that called the fair catch didn't pick it up. So...
You're allowed to do that inside the 25-yard line.
The guy, he called a fair catch, but then he didn't run up and grab the ball, so...
It'll be Allegheny taking the ball at their own 22.
I believe it was Hamilton that took it off the kickoff, and that is where he first caught the ball.
Right, but if you fair catch within the 25, I thought you were supposed to get it at the 25.
Well, he wasn't the one that called the fair catch.
Yeah, this is what's got me. It could be that this is the ramification of the wrong guy calling the fair catch.
Maybe.
At the 22-yard line, first and 10 for Allegheny, trailing by 10 here in quarter number 2. And this rush to the right is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Kind of on 98.
So that play goes nowhere. Engineer defense has really done a pretty good job on the run so far.
1, second down and 9.
Second down and 10. Quick pass, that is complete, 30-35, and French has it for a first down at the 37.
And again, the Gators have been successful with the passing.
37-yard line, first down for the Gators.
First and 10 for the Gators at 37, 17-7, RPI leads, 4:50 to go, first half. Gators in the air, and that's incomplete. Zajic was the intended receiver around the RPI 35-yard line. Flag on the play back at the 30-yard line.
It was good coverage there by the Engineers.
Isasola is down on the far side of the field at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, not too sure what happened. It seemed like he had good positioning on the play.
So we're going to have a timeout on the field as he is attended to by the training staff. 4:43 to go here in quarter number 2. RPI 17 and Allegheny 7. And we'll have a chance, the RPI defense, the final lineup. Michi Conquo, Andrew Benitez, Antonio Raviano, are the line up front for RPI. The linebackers Alec Hazard, Grant Cragney, Jack Fallon, and John Sadek. Cornerbacks are Andre Piasola, who is right now coming off the field, and Kyle Samuels. The safeties are Joey Katowski and Francis Perry. He looks like he's going back to the gym.
Yeah, he is walking off, so that's a good sign.
Yes, but they are not. He's not going back to the sideline. He's going off to the facilities, which will be the end zone that RPI is moving towards. That's the south end zone by the gym here.
Holding, offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
And back to what's going on the field, there's a holding call against Allegheny, so they'll lose 10 yards. It's down over, but they lose 10 yards.
So first and 20 for the Gators, deep within third territory. 4:43 to go in the half. So the Engineers bring Battle out to the far side now.
Ball's back at the 27-yard line. Victor on the handoff, goes all the way out to the left, and he strings this out as far as he can and runs out of room, and he's out of bounds at 30.
Again, the Engineer defense, the front line and the linebackers have done a beautiful job on really any sort of running play that the Gators have thrown at them, whether it's been a cut to the far side or a push down the middle. The Engineers have been there, have read it, and been up to the task each and every time.
Second and 17 at the 30-yard line. That pass to the left is completed and gets down to the 38-yard line. Zajic on the catch.
Third and about 10. Excuse me. Second.
9. Third and about 9.
Third down and 9.
Foul on the tackle there for RPI. Third and 9, Allegheny. 3:45 to go here in the first half. Allegheny down by 10. Greer looking to throw. Gets hit on the legs, stays on his feet, now overthrows Barber, and is incomplete.
Yeah, good play there by Greer to get out of trouble. And he did find his man, but it just went right through his arms. And I was talking about the rushing. The Gators have averaged about 0.3 yards per rush. Well, that's only 2 rushing yards on 7 attempts. So the stats are backing up what I'm seeing from the Engineers defense. I believe this is our first punt of the game.
Yes, it has been so far a punt-free game. There have been 6 previous drives, 4 scores, 2 fumbles. This is Marcus Wolf to kick the ball. Taken at the 36-yard line by Spellman, and he'll be stopped at the 29. 3:33 to go here, first half. RPI 17, Allegheny 7.
And the Engineers, they've had plenty of time really they've got 3 timeouts left in the half. They've got plenty of time to get all the way down to the field for a touchdown. This would open up the game, and I talked earlier about getting that first stop as a punter.
First and 10 Engineers, 4 wideouts. Munoz Watts goes in motion to the left. Handoff on first down, out to the 33. Who do we have running for RPI at this point? That is going to be Scaglione.
36, just Scaglione on the carry. Tackled by 45-pound
Mentioned in the pregame, RPI likes to move players around. Players in and out, 3 backs. At least 3 backs.
4.
Today. 4. Is it 4?
If you include, maybe even 5 if you include Mislon and Lombardi.
And Scaglione will make it out to the 37-yard line.
Those are guys that they're listed as slot receivers, and they brought them in to the backfield.
RPI now looking at a 3rd and 2 at their own 37-yard line.
From the RPI 37-yard line.
4 receiver set. Dished off short, and Munoz Watts was looking in a different direction than Marinopoulos threw the ball. And it goes incomplete on 3rd down.
Yeah, miscommunication there between Watts and Marinopoulos. And Munoz Watts is one of those guys that's returning after an injury last season. And he's got the speed to really be an electric type of player for the Engineers. Bring that X factor.
On 4th down, Moncrief comes out to punt the ball. Victor will take it at the 20-yard line. Nice high punt. Victor to the 25, and that's all. Not much of a return there. Well, about 5 yards on the return there. Austin Charles on the tackle for Allegheny. 2:26 to go first half. RPI 17, Allegheny 7.
And a really good punt there, as you mentioned. And when you punt it that high, it's got plenty of hang time, and it gives the Engineers time to get down the field and make the coverage. They had 3 or 4 bodies right around Victor by the time he caught the ball, and he tried bringing it out to the near side, but the Engineers would just smothered him. And when a guy like Victor who's got that type of speed, you want to have several guys. He can't dodge them all.
First and 10 for Allegheny. Just a reminder, this is WRPI Troy with Engineer Football from the East Campus Stadium in Troy, New York. Greer fakes the handoff on first down. Pass to Victor. Did he get a foot down? Yes, he did. Got a foot down at the 34-yard line. Nope, now they're going to say incomplete. One official said yes, and the other official said no. By the way, Kevin Lynch is the referee today. I just remembered his name. I want to get that in there. So they're going to say that's incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down at the 25-yard line for Allegheny.
Did 2 quick 3 and outs from both teams, I believe, on those last 2 drives.
They all can't be scoring drives.
I mean, after how we started from both teams, it seemed like it might have been. Defenses are starting to stick in.
On 2nd down, this will be a completion to the left. Along the near side, an 8-yard gain. That's Steinprice, pardon me, on the reception for Allegheny. Haven't called his name.
33-yard line. Put down at 2.
So it'll be third down.
Third down and about 2 at the 33.
And the engineer student section really trying to make a lot of noise here.
4 receiver set. They're going to dish this one off in the backfield. That will not be enough to get to a first down. Hamilton couldn't find room to maneuver.
He stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And RPI just took a timeout, I believe.
RPI, the first touchdown out of the half.
So I believe that was probably to just stop the clock from running
Yes.
and
because-
give them a little bit more time to come down and at least hit a field goal.
Yeah, there's 1:34 left to go in the half. RPI wants to get the ball and get some time, more time with it than they normally would if they allowed the clock to run.
And they'll put 2 seconds back on. It's back to a minute 36 here to go in the half. In terms of the statistics, it's been a pretty even game so far. First downs are 9 apiece. Engineers obviously have the lead on the scoreboard, and that's thanks to those 2 turnovers on the first 2 drives, defensive drives of the game for them.
Well, if this game margin of victory is less than 14 points, now what do we have? RPI took another timeout? I thought you can't do that.
Well, it looked like the Gators, they originally came out with punt, and now they set up
Second touchdown out of the half.
for a play.
Oh, okay.
So the engineers just getting themselves settled.
Everybody goes to the sidelines and thinks this one over. I've called a lot of football games. I don't think I've ever seen a team take 2 timeouts in between the same 2 plays.
Lot to talk about, I guess.
I mean, obviously,
Or maybe they just don't want to see all those timeouts on the scoreboard go to waste.
maybe I've seen one team take a timeout and then the other team take a timeout. That's far more common than both teams or one team taking both timeouts. They're going to run a play, 4th down and 2. Allegheny's got the offense out there. Well, we think they are going to run a play.
This is really risky for them because
I think they're trying to draw RPI off sides. And we have a timeout.
Another
Allegheny.
I can't imagine they would run a play on 4th down with a minute 36 to go at their own 33. I mean, that puts the Engineers right in field goal range, 10 and a half, if they don't convert.
Well, usually you go out and you try to draw the team off sides to get the first down. But they didn't run the clock. The clock was only down to 15 seconds. There was plenty more time to try that before taking the timeout.
Yeah, and they're leaving the offensive personnel on the field. At least that they're talking to them on the field.
A game that was moving quickly has suddenly slowed to less than a crawl.
Timeouts will do that. And the Engineers, they put one man deep back. Now they have the punt formation.
Right, now they're back in punt formation. Spellman is back deep for RPI. They fixed the timeouts on the scoreboard. That was Allegheny's first timeout. They had it down to 0. That was actually their first. Now Allegheny punts the ball. This will bounce. And that'll be covered at the 32-yard line by French. So we have 1:28 left to go here in the first half. 17-7 RPI leads, and they've got the ball at their own 32.
And one thing to know now, with all those timeouts taken, the Engineers aren't going to have as many as they would have to start off this drive. So taking those 2 timeouts may come back to bite if they do move down the field. And a lot of their passes have gone to the middle of the field, so we'll see if they go try to go to the sideline.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line for RPI. Marinopolis wants to put this one up. Has protection, but overthrows. That was about 6-7 yards beyond McDonald. Overthrows and it goes incomplete.
McDonald looked like he was trying to hit the corners.
Second and 10, RPI at their own 32. 1:23 left on the clock. RPI up by 10 here in the first half. Keep it on the ground this time. Straight up the middle, and Burnett gets to the 41. That's a pickup of 9 for RPI.
Again, Burnett just pulling his way through. He was hit at about 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, but he just kept pushing and pushing. Picked up another 6.
2 receivers each side. RPI third down and 1 at the 41. And Marinopolis short to Burnett. And that's a completion to the 45, to the 50. Burnett to the 45. Keeps going to the 40, down to the 39. That'll stop the clock with 50 seconds left to go in the half as the chains move.
Burnett just had 5 guys trying to drag him down.
RPI quickly to the line on first down. Pass after completion in the flat and out of bounds is Kelly at the 37.
Smart play there from Kelly to get out of bounds instead of pushing for that extra yardage. Picked up 2 or 3 on the play and then got himself to safety. Saves the Engineers a timeout.
Second down and 8. 4 receivers each side. Throw by Marinopolis to the sideline, literally to the sideline, caught over there, but that doesn't count, as Marinopolis had nobody downfield that was open. Well, maybe he did.
I didn't see anyone, but I think he was out of the pocket.
No, I'm saying I think Kelly was open. Kelly came back towards the huddle. Nobody was near him, and he was gesturing in some manner, almost as if he was saying, "You missed me." Third down and 8 for RPI, and that'll be a completion along the sidelines to Smith. He's out at the 23, and that'll be a first down for RPI. 32 seconds left in the first half.
First down for RPI at the Allegheny 23-yard line.
Allegheny moved across the line. They'll get back. And now RPI suddenly snaps the ball. Marinopolis is going to make a throw, and he overthrows. And that was another, nobody was expecting that. The ball was snapped in. Marinopolis was surprised that the line didn't move.
And it didn't look like either line moved.
Well, that's very true. I don't think they moved on the Allegheny side quickly either, but the center snapped it. Marinopolis wasn't expecting it, and RPI's line stayed in position. So incomplete on first down, 29 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, Marinopolis is really lucky he grabbed that.
Yes, he is. Second down and 10 for Marinopolis. This throw is off the hands of McDonald around the 5-yard line. Goes incomplete.
I just watched the replay there. Marinopolis was literally looking directly at the sideline, then all of a sudden the ball was in his gut. So good instincts there to prevent a turnover. Engineers have about 25 seconds here, and they still have their timeout. But for the moment, they're more worried about the third down.
Trevor Fallon for Allegheny is slow to get up, so the training staff came out to look at him, but he's going to get up under his own power. That created an official timeout on the field. So basically, the injury gets RPI a little bit of a breather here. RPI is gesturing to the clock. The play clock should actually be running. I thought that should have been a 25-second play clock because the clock had stopped. They needed a 40-second play clock. The game clock, now starts on the snap. Marinopoulos drops back, looks downfield, doesn't see anybody, goes to his right, now throws, then it's complete to the 10, to the 5, and is he going to get in? And down at the 1, no, they're going to say down at the 1 was Smith. He was trying to spin around and get the ball across the plane, but he wasn't able to do it. There's 12 seconds on the clock, and the clock will now start. RPI to the line, first and goal inside the 1, and now we've got a timeout from Allegheny. There's 8 seconds on the clock. It'll be after this timeout, RPI first and goal, actually at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and a really good effort there from Nick Smith on that last reception. He broke the first tackle at the 4, and then almost busted his way through 2 more Allegheny defenders to get that in. But instead, they stop him at the 1 with 8 seconds to go. And if you're the Engineers, what do you think here? Pass or just jump it over the line? Like they had success with that with Meespun earlier. They just handed it off and he jumped over.
You have to run a quick play. So my feeling is you run it, and the moment somebody hits the ground, you call a timeout. Right? That has to be the idea here. But it has to be quick. If you want 2 shots at this, you have to go fast on their first chance. And then the second chance, maybe you kick a field goal, depending on how you... Nope, they're going to send Christian out for the field goal. Nope, sorry, that's Kelly.
That's Marinopoulos.
Marinopoulos out there. So. Kelly and Christian both have number 3. So I saw the 3 out there, and I made a mistake.
And they've got McDonald in man coverage, and he does have the height advantage on the far side.
So it'll be first and goal for RPI just inside the 1 with 8 seconds left. They're going to try to throw, and they're going to go for the corner, and that is caught. Yes, it is caught. That's a touchdown in the corner to McDonald. And RPI takes a 23-7 lead.
And they put it up there where only McDonald can grab it. A beautiful pass from Marinopoulos to extend this lead for the Engineers with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Christian out to try the extra point. Snap the spot. The kick is up. It is good. 2 seconds left in the first half. RPI 24, Allegheny 7.
So the Engineers, Marinopoulos saw the matchup. He saw it was man coverage, and he put it in. He gave an offer that he couldn't refuse. He put it only where McDonald could grab it. 2 seconds left here. We'll see if they try to hide Victor somewhere on the kickoff.
This is going to be a low kick no matter what.
That's true.
This is actually a good time for an onside kick. It's not going to get you anything, but it's going to prevent a long run back.
Yeah, unless they try some lateral flip around. You're definitely right on that.
Christian will kick off for RPI.
So 2 seconds left as RPI has to kick the ball away.
Back deep to receive 29, Joe Ballard.
See what they do here. Christian's just going to kick it along the ground. It'll get picked up around the 27-yard line, and this is not going to get anywhere. He's tied up, and forward progress stops him, and that's going to be the end of the first half. 24-7, RPI leads after half number 1.
And the Engineers student section giving a lot of props to the guys, a lot of high fives as they head into their locker room, and why not? They're up 24-7 in the first half, and there really wasn't a glaring weakness from the Engineers that I could see. The Gators certainly they were able to move the ball on those first couple drives, but it looked like the secondary sat down a little bit and tried to just focus, and they were able to stop them on those last 2 drives.
RPI 5 possessions, 4 scores. 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and then they punted on the only remaining possession. Doesn't get a lot better than that. It's not been a high possession game. Both teams have held the ball for decent chunks of time. Just RPI, no turnovers for the Engineers and 2 turnovers for the Gators. That's really the big difference in today's game.
And like you said, if you take away, if this is a difference of 14 points, we know why. And you take away 14 points from the Engineers off of those turnovers, it's a 10-7 ball game. So the Gators certainly, they weren't out of it, but turnovers are, in football especially, they're the kryptonite of a team.
We're going to take a break now, and halftime will be the interview that our colleague Bob Conway did with RPI Engineer head coach Ralph Isernia. So give that a listen. The score here after one half at the East Campus Stadium, it is RPI 24 and Allegheny 7, and you're listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
The password will be used for 2 years. Courtesy of Hustler Honda. 770 Hoosier Bill Troy or online at getahonda.net.
I'm an American soldier. I am a soldier in the Army National Guard. I am a warrior and a member of a team. I discipline physically and mentally. I am the guardian of freedom. I am an American soldier.
Defend freedom. In the Army National Guard, you can. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
Sponsored by the New York National Guard, aired by the New York State Broadcasters Association and this station.
And the pitch. Dave just pitched a tomato, which won't work, but a healthy vegetable-filled diet could give you energy to hit that grand slam. Run, throw, think, eat better. Can your food do that? Find out at smallstep.com.
Public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Services and the Ad Council.
We'll try to do that again at the next home game. Drive one away today from CA. Honda's amazing automobiles. Just a mile east of Defense Stadium at Lensfield Honda. 770 Hoosier Bill Troy or visit online at getahonda.net. Lensfield Honda.
I will not pass gas in
You
polite
can order online
with my friends.
at melio.com. You get $5 off your first order when you use promo code RPI. Get the meal and drinks delivered to RPI at melio.com.
I will not pass gas in your face, because the gas I pass is worse than mace. A silent but deadly cloud of toxic waste. The end. Secondhand smoke contains hydrogen cyanide and other lethal gases. Gases that are especially harmful to kids and babies whose bodies are still growing. Don't pass gas, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org. A message from the American Legacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We are in halftime here at the East Campus Stadium. 24-7 RPI leads at the half, and now we're going to get to listen to the interview that Bob Conway did with RPI Engineer head coach Ralph Isernia.
Coach, another season begins. I know you have some losses here. We may have lost people, but people are well equipped to fill in. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you want to do from one year to the next. You know, when we first started out in 2013, that year we were still trying to create some depth in the team. We had to play a bunch of freshmen. We only had 10 seniors on that team, so we were trying to get to a point where we are now, where the class just supplements what you already have on the roster. So I guess one of the things that you're never going to see, or very rarely see a 1,000-yard receiver, a 1,000-yard rusher in the offense, but you're going to have guys that are going to be consistent 500. You're going to have a bunch of those guys that can kind of share the wealth on the offensive side. So retooling it that way, having guys that have played a lot of meaningful snaps for us that we can just plug in. Maybe they want to start a lot of snaps. On paper, when someone looks and says, okay, well, you had this many starters that due to graduation, we still have a lot of experience on that offense and the defensive side. With the preseason behind us, we've got our preparation right now for Allegheny. It's been basically for the last week and a half since our scrimmage. So everything's been working towards Allegheny. One of the things about them is that they've got a new head coach. They've got an entire coaching staff.
If you're looking to take a cruise for the all-inclusive vacation of a lifetime, call Yankee Trails. They specialize in group travel, and Yankee Trails is also available for all your group transportation needs. For more information or to make reservations, call 518-286-2400 or visit online at yankeetrails.com. Friends, remember, present your game ticket at Subway in the Detroit Plaza and receive 10% off your order. Subway, just down the hill in Detroit Plaza at 120 Houston Street. Subway, eat fresh.
The 2019-2020 RPI hockey season is just around the corner. Come out and see some of the biggest names, Trojan 4 finalists, and ECAC tournament winners at the Houston Fieldhouse. Contact the box office to reserve your seats today at 518-276-6262. Let's go, Red!
Graduate Pepe. Statistical leaders from the first half, rushing for Allegheny. Alex Victor with 3 yards. Passing for Allegheny. Naz with career 19 completions, 23 attempts, and 1 touchdown for 157 yards. Leading receiver Alex Victor with 5 for 24 yards. Doug Mitchell has 4 for 52 yards. Leading tacklers for Allegheny, Corey Lasky and Kyle McGee each had 7 tackles in the first half. Marcus Wolf punted twice for an average of 36 yards. For Allegheny, for the Engineers, leading rusher is Dylan Burnett, 4 carries, 30 yards. Josh Begley has 5 carries for 24 yards. Burnett also has a touchdown in the first half. George Marinopoulos had completed 17 of 27 passes with 1 interception, 214 yards and a touchdown. Leading receivers Nick Smith, 5 catches, 71 yards. Mark Eichner, 3 catches, 46 yards. Leading tacklers Joey Katowski with 7, John Sidak with 6. And Zach Moncrief has punted once for 43 yards. scores of all the other Liberty League teams this afternoon. At the half, at St. John Fisher 10, Buff State 0. Also at the half, it's Hobart 20, Rockport 7. And late in the first quarter, Union 21, Westfield State 0.
Wait, hold on to it? Hold on to it? Yeah. Hello? Oh, I can hear it. Get him on that too.
WRPI.org. RPI will get the ball to start out half number 2. They'll be going right to left. It'll be Allegheny left to right across your radio dial. And the kickoff just happened. Ball bounces, goes out of bounds, and that's a flag. And where's RPI getting that? 35? 40? 35. 30 yards. 35-yard line.
So, Engineers finished off the half on a pretty good, with some good momentum, and they'll look to carry that into the second half there. They've controlled the ball. They've scored on, like you said, on 4 of their 5 drives, and 3 of them were touchdowns, only 1 field goal. And they've got a unable to do math right there for a second. 14-point. 17-point lead. Jeez. Do I go to an engineering school or not?
I was keeping quiet after the first time, but not the second time. RPI, that's a direct snap back to Lombardi on first down, and he runs out of bounds at the 38-yard line. As I mentioned before, RPI got it at 35 thanks to the kickoff out of bounds.
So good field position here to start for the Engineers.
Second down and 7 from the 38-yard line. Marinopoulos looks right, throws, that's complete. Almost breaking the tackle on that side was McDonald, and he was trailing something.
They got his towel.
He ends up going, where's his forward progress?
He's going to be 1 yard short, it looks. They haven't moved the chains. Now
they're going to move the chains. Are they? No.
One person wanted to.
Now they are moving the chains. This is a first down RPI at the 45-yard line on the forward progress. Up by 17 is RPI. Run goes to the left on first down and falling on his back. That's not the easiest way to get tackled. Is Todd on that carry for RPI. Already seeing a lot of substitutions for RPI in today's game. 24-7 I mentioned. RPI is in the lead. 13:40 to go here. Third quarter. Marinopoulos. This is another handoff and trying to dash his way through. Is that Scaglione?
It looked at way, by the way, he was running.
Nope, not Scaglione. That is Merkel. So Merkel on that carry. He gets out to the 49 of Allegheny. It'll be a third down and 4.
Engineers waiting for the play call to come in.
There's also some sort of equipment exchange for Allegheny.
And Corey Lasky on the stop there. I mean, it was a bunch tackle, but Lasky was able to get the first one to grab a hand on him.
3rd down and 4 RPI at the 49-yard line. Marinopoulos drops back, throws over the middle, open and dropping the ball was Munoz Watts. Wide open. Dropped it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a little post route there from Munoz Watts. He completely blew by his man, blew through the coverage. So the Engineers will have to punt here, but Marinopoulos seems to be right off, jumping out right off where he left off in the first half. And that's really what you want to see from your pretty much third-year starter, junior quarterback now.
Moncrief out to punt for RPI. Boots it, that's high. Fair catch is signaled by Victor, and he'll take it at the 19-yard line.
Again, several Engineers right there to meet Victor at the 20. So good job by the punter and good job by the coverage team.
Yeah, that's why he opted to take that fair catch. He wasn't getting anywhere. 12:53 to go here, third quarter. RPI 24, Allegheny 7.
9-3-8-2. 5-2-2-9-3-8-2. Collect your prize at the table where the tickets were sold.
First chance for Allegheny on offense in the second half. Greer drops straight back, getting away from pressure, still on his feet. Greer is going to toss this one, and that is caught on the run by Victor, just tripped up after he crossed the 50-yard line. It looks like, was that Sadak who got a hand?
Yeah, it was Sadak. I see the 1, so yeah, 31 Sadak.
Yeah. Just got him by the foot to trip him up and stop him at the 45. If he doesn't touch him, Victor's gone.
Yeah, and Greer did a great job of getting out of pressure twice.
1st and 10 for Allegheny at the RPI 45. Allegheny down by 17. This throw was towards Victor in the flat, and it was really Greer throwing the ball away.
Yeah, and Greer made sure that he was throwing the ball forward. If he had tossed it backwards even a little bit, the Engineers could have picked it up and ran it in. Second down here.
Second and 10 at the 45 for Allegheny. Greer, more time this time, puts it up along the sidelines, but that's an overthrow, and there's also a flag on the play. Was he held up?
Battle saying it's going back.
Holding against RPI.
So that'll give them a first down.
Bajcik was the intended receiver along the sidelines.
Defense, number 13, 10-yard penalty, result in the first down.
That was battle on the coverage, so he gets called for holding. It's not a pass interference holding, so it's 10, not 15 yards. And that'll move Allegheny to the RPI 35. It's actually been for a first game, not a lot of penalties so far. I've seen a lot of ugly first games with a lot of flags out there. Not so far today. Greer fakes the handoff. Looking downfield, is that an overthrow? It is an overthrow in the end zone, looking for Barber.
Yeah, these last few passes, Greer really seems to have been floating them up and giving his receivers time, but not enough time there.
Second down and 10 at the 35 for Allegheny. Greer puts it up again. This time, Bajcik gets it, reaches out, and he's got the ball to the 26. Pickup of 9 for Allegheny on that play. Third down and 1 for the Gators at the RPI 26-yard line. RPI up 24-7 here in the third quarter. Greer, quick pass. That Bacek's got it. That's a first down. He's tripped up, falls at the 10-yard line, right around the 10. This is probably going to be first and goal for Allegheny.
And Battle was able to get a hand on him there, because otherwise he would have had a clear path to the end zone.
11:20 to go here, third quarter. First and goal. Yep, they've dropped the yard markers. It was first and goal for Allegheny at the 10-yard line. Greer rolls to his right. Can't find anybody. Under pressure, and now he's going down at the 15-yard line. Is that Rogliano on the main tackle there? I think it was Rogliano and Fallon.
On the tackle.
RPI black numbers with light or a thin white trim on red jerseys. Not the easiest to read.
Looked like 97.
That would have been Cohen. Greer on second down, looking end zone and knocked away from Victor. He ended up being double covered, and the second man in got a hand on that one.
Yeah, really beautiful play there to break that up.
Yeah, just jumped in front of Victor and knocked the ball away.
Pass was broken up by number 5, Perry.
Francis Perry there on the breakup.
Third and goal from the 15 now for Allegheny. 4-receiver set. Looking left, end zone, and there's a collision there, and the ball, they're going to say out of bounds on the reception. They're going to say Baycheck didn't come down with it in bounds.
That was beautiful coverage there from Battle. Baycheck tried squashing him down a little bit because he's got the height advantage, but Battle got his hand in there, and it caused enough separation for him not to be able to take a clean grab at that.
In real time, I wasn't sure how that played out, and then when I saw the replay, I could see that Baycheck definitely came down out of bounds. I also thought real-time Battle may have interfered, but then looking on the replay, no, I don't go with that at all. I think you're right. Battle played that really, really well. Lynon Weber out to try a field goal. This will be a 32-yard attempt. It is blocked. Blocked by the Engineers, picked up at the 25-yard line, and that'll be down at the 30. Gutowski ended up with the ball. I don't know who got the block. That might have been Samuels with the block.
So another great way for the Engineers to start off the half.
Ball is returned to the 20-yard line. RPI first and 10 at their own 20.
Yeah, it was Samuels. It was Samuels on the block. Just watched it on the replay. So the Engineers defense comes out with essentially another turnover to start the half.
10:16 to go here, third quarter. RPI 24, Allegheny 7. RPI had a short series. Their first possession this half. Engineers, they're going to hand off, and now this is a throw, and then it's fouled. Gets the completion to the 20, to the 15, and down at the 5-yard line was the Chico. Or was that Todd? I might have got that. Is that a 6 or an 8 right there? That's a 6, the Chico, I was right. The Chico on the pass from Todd gets RPI down to the 5 of Allegheny, and they're going to try to run this one in on first down, and that's not going to happen. They're going to get stopped at the 1-yard line on first down.
David on the play. Tackled by 56.
9:30 to go here in the third quarter, and the Engineers with all the momentum.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line for RPI. Marinopoulos keeps it himself. Marinopoulos is in for the touchdown. 30-7 RPI lead with 9:19 to go here in the third quarter.
So after blocking and kick, the Engineers come right down the field in under a minute to extend the lead to 24.
12:23.
Well, assuming all goes well.
I know, Jesus.
Christian's extra point is good. Now it is 24.
And Marinopoulos just super pumped there after getting his first rushing touchdown of the season. And why not?
RPI in control of today's game. Out-of-town scores. This is what we have for you so far. There are 4 games underway. Three are at the half, or we have scores at the half. Hobart leading number 13 Brockport 20-7 at the half. St. John Fisher 10-0 over Buffalo State. Buffalo State in the Liberty League this season for the first year. Well, and of course the Allegheny RPI score you have 31-7 RPI leading here. So that was the third score. I was a little premature in saying we had really 3 out-of-town scores. We just have 3 scores.
Yeah, so I'm watching the replay on that on the pass that got them all the way down the field, and it was McDonald that tossed it to DeChico. And I wanted to say I'm pretty sure I've seen the Engineers do that before against Buffalo State with Keaton Ackerman tossing the ball. But it just kind of shows that they did lose seniors last year, but they have guys that are able to step right in. So Vinny McDonald also able to make the passes.
Christian boots the ball away, and that goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Allegheny will take it at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and I didn't see Victor back there on the return. It looked like they stuck him in the middle. I think it was, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, he was in the middle. He was
so
on the 25-yard line.
Christian doing a good job of noticing that and deciding to boot it through the back of the end zone.
Still bright and sunny here in Troy, as RPI is enjoying the 24-point lead. Fans are enjoying it as well.
Yeah, a lot of fans here. I even saw a few alumni coming back for the season opener.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line for Allegheny. Greer hands off on first down, going left and jumping over somebody and then falling down around the 32-yard line. That was Hamilton. I haven't called his name much. He's out there a lot, but I have not called his name much.
Yeah, one of the things I wrote down was, do the Gators try and push the running game? They only had 2 rushing yards in the first half because the passing game has been going great, but do you want to be able to have that balanced offense, or do you just trust Greer?
Yeah, that is a bad number for the first half. Pass in the flat is incomplete. Looking for Victor. That was a forward pass. He obviously played it in case it was a lateral, but it was clearly a forward pass if you got a good view of it. So that's incomplete on second down. That'll make it third down now for the Gators. Third down and 3. Gators on third down. Fake the handoff to Hamilton. Pass, that is complete. This will get him a first down. Near French gets it up into the 39 on forward progress and then is pushed back.
And that was Sadak on the tackle.
But not before the Gators get a first down and move the chains. 8.5 to go here in quarter number 3. RPI 31, Allegheny 7. Hamilton on first down, rushes straight ahead, and an extended pile is finally called dead at the 40-yard line.
And again, the Engineer defense is absolutely blowing up the gaps and blowing up the rushing lanes, giving Hamilton nothing. And that was Sadak's 8th tackle of the game, so he's really been all over the field for the Engineers.
Second down and 9 from the 40.
2nd and 9. Four wide out formation. Greer pass off a hand and intercepted by the Engineers. Sadak picks it off on a deflection. RPI has it at the Allegheny 48.
So the aforementioned Sadak really is all over the field and right where he needs to be.
Jack Sadak at the Allegheny 48-yard line.
So that'll be the 2nd interception of the game. First one from Greer, because Marinopolis did have an interception, but it was essentially wiped out after getting fumbled into the back of the end zone.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. We were looking at the stat sheet and we saw that and we didn't remember because the end of the play was RPI had the ball. And that's why we didn't remember. But that's right, he did have one interception.
It just, essentially nothing happened, luckily for him.
RPI on 1st down. That handoff. Avery. Dashes guards and makes it to the 43 of Allegheny.
That's a cool little thing the Engineers do. They bring in the slot receiver into the backfield and they hand it off to him. It shows the depth that this Engineer roster has. Coach I has no problem giving the ball to really anyone on the field at any moment, and even giving Vinny McDonald a chance to pass it.
2nd down, and this is close to a 1st down, probably will be, as Burnett is in the backfield now, and he gets to the 38, and that will be a 1st down for RPI.
Burnett doing a good job just running in between the linemen and finding the gap.
And Austin Hoyt. Gators to the 38, 1st and 10, RPI.
RPI 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Up 31-7 with 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pass in the flat. That is complete to Lombardi. Avoids one man. Lombardi stays on his feet to the 35, and now he's tackled from behind. Bala, who's having a pretty good game on D for Allegheny on the tackle.
They did a good job the Gators did a good job of reading that and minimizing the game, but Engineers got a 1st down.
No.
Excuse me.
They're in 2nd down right now.
2nd down. They did a good job of minimizing and preventing the 1st down.
2nd down. In the flat. That is complete and stopped at the 25. Burnett on the reception. That'll be another RPI 1st down.
And making the stop was Trevor Phelan.
1st and 10, RPI at the Allegheny 25-yard line.
5:40 to go here, 3rd quarter. RPI 31, Allegheny 7. Three receivers to the right. RPI is going to keep it on the ground for Burnett, but he can't escape from Alisi.
Tackled by 93. Alisi.
So only a pickup of 2 for RPI on that 1st down play.
2nd down and 8.
Second down and 8. Burnett stays on his feet, and he makes it to the 17-yard line as RPI is keeping the ball on the ground a lot now, chewing up clock.
Yeah, they're chewing up clock, but they're also gaining yardage. Burnett's done a nice job of just keeping his feet moving after initial contact, just keeping his feet moving. And if you're the Gators, I think that's where you have to go. I don't think you can arm tackle this guy. I think if you want to make the stop initially, you got to go low.
3rd down and 2. Another handoff, easily a 1st down for RPI as Avery moves into the backfield, takes the handoff, gets to the 9, and it'll be 1st and goal RPI.
And Avery had a pretty good gap there to dart in between.
Allegheny 9-yard line, 1st and goal, RPI. Tackled by 35 Fred Johnson.
4:10 to go, 3rd quarter. RPI 31, Allegheny 7, 1st and goal from the 9. Burnett on the handoff, breaks a tackle, yes, breaks a tackle, runs along the 5-yard line, tries to turn it upfield, and is tackled inside the 1.
And that time they did try to go at his feet, but he was able to pull his shoe loose and keep driving. Strong player from Burnett.
Johnson on the tackle there. He was the primary man on the tackle for Allegheny. As RPI is looking at a 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. In control of today's game. Second down. This is Meisland in the backfield, and he's going to take the direct snap, run it in from the 1, and RPI leads 37-7.
Meisland gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. And the Engineers really starting to snowball right now. They're trying to roll a snowball down the hill of Allegheny.
Number 3, Christian into a attempt to come after.
Christian for the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. 38-7. RPI leads with 3:26 to go.
The Engineers score off of another turnover. Yet again, they're not only getting these turnovers and maybe getting field goals out of them, they're getting touchdowns. So that's been what's been able to, that's what they've been able to do to gap this, to give themselves this lead. So if you're the Gators, what do you do? Because this game it's starting to reach the point of it's out of control for them. Their offense seems to be moving, and then they'll either a tip or a bad luck play, and the ball, next thing you know, the ball's in the Engineers' gut. How do you just, I guess you just stay calm. You tell your guys to stay calm and focus on themselves and not worry too much about what's happening from the other side of the field.
You just have to run your plays at this point. It's the first game of the season. Turnovers have led to 21 points. Blocked field goal led to another set of points. The fumbles you can look at and say they were
miscommunication.
Well, no, actually they were just basically during the play. It happens.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong side of the turnover thing right now, and the one interception. Actually, you got an extra fumble because the interception led to a fumble, which led to a touchback.
Right.
So there's 3 fumbles there.
Yeah.
And then the pass tipped. That's going to happen.
Yeah, that was. It wasn't a bad pass from your quarterback. It just kind of bounced out of his hands.
Kickoff by Christian goes out of bounds, and Allegheny will take it at the 35-yard line.
Takeoff out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Allegheny.
3:25 to go in the third quarter. Engineers up 38-7.
And this is WRPI Troy with Engineer football from the East Campus Stadium. First and 10 for Allegheny at the 35-yard line. Hamilton on first down, goes to the left on a run and runs out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
And that's probably one of his better runs of the day. He picked up about 5 or 6 yards. Well, it looks like he stepped out actually, so he may only have gotten 3 on that.
He got 3, yeah. Well, this is something Allegheny can work on now because with only 2 net rushing yards in the first half, you're going to need a rushing game. You want to be successful. You might as well work on it now in the game.
Especially against a defense like RPI that's clearly pretty good.
Well, now they're going to put the ball up in the air, but that's an overthrow. Bajcik was the intended receiver on the left side, but he overthrew Dick Greer.
Third down coming up for the Gators.
Third down and 7 for Allegheny. Greer under pressure, gets away, stays on his feet. Now he's down back at the 28. Loss of a whole bunch of yards, and the punt team will be coming out now for Allegheny.
Quarterback is sacked by number 96, Andrew Benatis.
Benatis on the sack for RPI.
17.
Good job by Benatis, not giving up on that play. He initially didn't. He got the hit. Greer escaped, and then he kept pushing, didn't stay down.
Punt is away. Spellman will take it at the 33-yard line to the 35, 40, 45, and down at the 48. There's a flag down.
Looks like it might have been a block in the back. It's McDonald.
Is that McDonald or Clement?
There are two number 2s.
I think that's Clement.
Looked like he was bearing down on him with his back turned. So a blindside block.
That's a personal foul on a blindside block.
Personal foul penalty against the Engineers. We'll move the ball back to the RPI 20-yard line. First and 10.
RPI all the way back to the 20-yard line after that personal foul, but they lead by 31. First down at the 20, and that's all it's going to be. RPI tries to keep this one on the ground. Well, they do keep it on the ground, but they don't pick up any yards on that.
Stopped by 47 Corey Lasky. No gain on the play.
And it was Lasky again. Corey Lasky coming up with the stop for the Gators.
RPI 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Stay on the ground. And I think that was Merkel? Yep, Merkel. Makes it out to the 22. And
we got some activity.
Somebody from RPI got knocked down?
Yeah. Grayson Lee on the stop. We'll sort this out. But some frustration starting to set in for the Gators.
It's Kazin on the personal foul.
Yeah, so the lineman, the Engineer lineman kept blocking. It was, and he didn't really like that. Thomas O'Lawson continued to block there.
First and 10 RPI at their own 37, 125 to go in the third quarter. RPI up by 31. And Merkel goes to the left. Turns the corner and he's up to the 43. That's a pickup of 6.
Stopped on the play there by Hudson Alred.
43 yard line. Gain 5, 2nd and 5.
RPI puts the receivers on the right. Merkel in the backfield now moves out to the right. He'll take a, no, he was going to take a pass in the flat. That also was a forward pass, and they're going to call the play dead. Although that was a lot closer.
Yeah, certainly.
Than one of the other ones.
35.
So the Engineers, the run game really was going there. They've had the run game, they've had the pass game. So it's been a tough test here for the Gator defense. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Third down and 4 RPI. In the air, that's a completion, and that'll be a first down for RPI. Who do we have out there? That's somebody new, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, is that Edwards?
88.
86.
86.
To the Allegheny 41-yard line. First and 10.
Okay, first and 10 RPI as we're looking that one up.
That's Sterling Walker Sutton.
So passing the flag goes down to the 33-yard line. I believe there's now a horse collar tackle being called against Allegheny. So that was a pickup of 8, and then I think there's going to be another 15 tagged onto that.
So the Gators really just getting frustrated here. Looking at the scoreboard, they still got a quarter to play. Not sticking to their basics and the fundamentals.
That is McGee being called for the horse collar. The play got RPI down to the 34-yard line. This will move them to the 19.
Personal foul penalty against Allegheny. RPI first and 10 at the Allegheny 19-yard line.
First and 10 RPI, 19-yard line. 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Marinopolis fakes going right, finds a wide open man, and that's Todd for the touchdown.
Another good play there from Marinopolis, seeing his second read open and electing to fake it to the far side before coming more towards Todd.
44-7 RPI leads. Snap, spot, kick for Christian is up and good. 45-7 is now the lead. RPI over Allegheny.
And you can see on that last drive, Allegheny, they had it. The Engineers had momentum, and then to snowball on top of that, they were getting penalties called for them too. So that was a quick drive for the Engineers, for considering how far they had to go. But I think if you're the Allegheny if you're Nagy, it's your first game as a head coach at Allegheny. Maybe you call a timeout, or there's only 10 seconds left. So at least call your team over at the end of the quarter and just settle them a little bit, especially your defense, because you don't want them making those sloppy plays all season. And you mentioned earlier about how for a first game there weren't as many penalties as we're used to seeing. So both teams, they did start off pretty strong, but I think all the turnovers it got away from the Gators.
Kirsten to kick off. Low kick. Picked up at the 24. 25 to the 30, 35 to the 40, 45, and then forced out of bounds. That was Bala on the on the return for Allegheny, and that does it for quarter number 3 in Troy. It's RPI 45, Allegheny 7.
So one more quarter to go here from the East Campus Athletic Village. We've got a couple more clouds now, but it's still beautiful weather here in Troy, New York.
It's the end of the third quarter with the score RPI 45, Allegheny 7. RPI will be on the road at WPI next Saturday.
Teams are going to switch sides for the final time today. It'll be RPI going left to right, Allegheny right to left across your radio dial in quarter number 4.
For that game.
Ball placed at the Gators 47.
This is going to be the best start for the Gators in all their drives today. This is going to be their 10th drive, effectively. RPI firmly in control of this one. First and 10, Gators on the ground, straight ahead, and that makes it out to the 50, and there's a flag on the field also.
We've got a new running back there for the Gators.
I didn't catch who that was before he got the ball. That's Trey Adams.
Personal foul, face mask, 97 of the defense, 15-yard penalty.
Adams, a sophomore out of Grove City, Pennsylvania.
And Josh Cohen for RPI called for a face mask. Let's move the ball down to the 35-yard line. We're just underway here in the fourth quarter. RPI 45, Allegheny 7. Gators have it first and 10 at their own 35. Pardon me, at RPI's 35.
Right now, I'm gonna see if they can get the 6. Is it gonna be better sitting around the couch?
In the flat, pass to Victor complete, but then tackled in the flat, and that's a loss of about 5. Is that Samuels?
Yeah, that was Samuels. A great read there by Samuels, blasting into the backfield.
Samuels with the tackle, loss of 6 actually. They'll move back to the 41. Second down and 16 at the 41-yard line. Greer throws complete to Barber. Barber along the sidelines and is out at the 28.
Number 4, Dwayne Barber. To the 28-yard line. Second down and 3.
Allegheny trying to get some points on the board here. And as the fourth quarter is moving along, RPI up by 38. Greer pass. Barber's got it again, and Barber's got a first down.
Pass is complete to number 4.
Can't move forward after he got the ball, but his forward progress gets him enough for a first down for the Allegheny Gators.
Gain to the RPI 23-yard line. First and 10, Allegheny.
Greer, pump fake. Now he's got to run with the ball, and he's getting hit, throws the ball, flag comes out, pass incomplete. Let's wait for them to sort this out.
I have a feeling it might be a holding just based on how the play ran out. Impressive job by Greer to get that ball away with a man wrapped around his ankles.
Penalty is against Allegheny. Referee is checking to see if RPI wants to decline this. Offensive pass interference. RPI is going to take that and back Allegheny up 10 yards.
Against Allegheny.
Oh no, it's 15 now. It's 15, that's right, they changed that rule. It used to be 10 for offensive pass interference and 15 for defense, and then they switched it so it's 15 aside.
Seems fair.
Yes, it does. First and 25 for Allegheny, and this running play gets them down to the 35-yard line, which is a lot less than what they needed. That's Adams, the back in there now for Allegheny.
Yeah, they've been going to Adams on these last couple touches here from the tailback position.
Second down and 22.
Second and 22, balls at the 35-yard line. Play action. Greer puts it up and overthrows Hayes around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and he had him there. I'm not sure if it would have been a first down, but it would have been a lot closer, at least for a field goal attempt. It's still third down. We'll see what happens. But certainly would have made it more doable.
He was open.
Yeah. So the Engineers backing everybody up now on 3rd and long.
3rd and 22. Greer has to get rid of this as he's under pressure and almost intercepted by the Engineers.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he was going to. It looked like nobody in the area but linemen. Maybe Adams on a screen pass.
Are they sending out the punt team?
Yes, they are.
You know, why don't you just, it's the 35-yard line. Just go for it.
Yeah.
24, Matt Starner back deep to receive.
Now we've got a timeout.
Allegheny's going to call a timeout. 4th and 22 at the 35. There's 12:50 to go here in the game. RPI leads 45-7. Just go for it.
Yeah, you really don't have much to lose. At least get another more in-game action for your guys.
Even if you get 5-10 yards, you know, RPI's at the 25. If RPI being at the 25 right now is too much of a threat, what does it matter?
Yeah, I say go for the end zone, honestly.
Nope, they're going to send out Wolf to punt. Or at least we think they're going to punt.
Is it Justin in the background talking? Oh, they're kicking.
Let's see what Allegheny does here on 4th and 22. Back to Wolf. Yeah, he's going to kick it. RPI signaled a fair catch, and it'll be downed at the 1-yard line. Okay, in terms of a punt, that's the best you're going to get right there.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference? We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe they figure they knew they had a punter that could do that, and put him at the 1, and maybe attempt to go for a safety here. I really don't know. Send out a crazy blitz.
First and 10 RPI at their own 1-yard line. Engineers lead 45-7 with 12:43 to go in today's game. Handoff on first down. RPI gets out of the end zone, and they get out to the 3-yard line. That's a little bit of room.
They did stop him right at the goal line, but he kept pushing.
So Scaglione is in there for RPI as the running back. It's gotten dark. The clouds have covered. It is now overcast here. And is there a replacement? Yeah, that's a different quarterback in there for RPI. That is
Bodine.
Bodine is in there for RPI.
And he was attempting to throw it to another. They're starting to get their other players in. It was DJ Palmer. They're attempting to pass to.
So Bodine in at quarterback for RPI. Typical 4-receiver set for RPI. Bodine looks to throw. That's complete out to about the 7 for Palmer. But that's all he's going to get on 3rd down. So it'll be 4th down, and RPI will send out the punt team. So at least they've got the room to set up for a normal punt.
Yeah, good job there to get out of the end zone, like you said. And Bodine got hit on the backside there, so he's really lucky to get that off.
With the try for the Engineers, unpredictable the punt.
Fourth down, RPI. Moncrief is out there. He kicks the ball away, and this will go out of bounds. It was out of bounds by the time it went to the RPI 40-yard line. They're going to say it hit at the 41. That is where Allegheny will take over on their next possession. We have 11:31 left to go in today's game. RPI 45, Allegheny 7. By my count, this is the first time Allegheny started a drive on RPI side of the field.
Yes. Yes, that would be correct.
Officials blow the play dead before it ever happens. That is a delay of game against Allegheny.
And just not going their way today.
Still first down.
Not everybody comes out and plays well in their first game.
But the Engineers have in recent memory. I believe they've won 9 of their last 10 season openers.
They've won a lot in a row. I saw that stat in Kevin's notes. 1st and 15 now for Allegheny. Greer fakes the handoff, rolls right, puts it up in the air, and that is out of bounds. Actually, it ends up being caught by the intended receiver, but he is out of bounds, so it doesn't count.
And good coverage there from the Engineers.
Hayes was the intended receiver on the far side.
And even on the defensive side, the Engineers are starting to get some of their younger players more reps.
2nd down, almost a mistake on the handoff there. Greer keeps it, and he gets out to the 44, I would say.
And C.J. Schumacher did a great job coming in on the blitz there to really force that play to be blown up. Schumacher, a freshman out of Charlton, Massachusetts.
Third down and 14 for Allegheny at the RPI 45. There was a delay in there, pardon me, to help an Allegheny player get off the field. And that pass is completed right near the first down marker. Baychick gets it. Goes into the RPI sideline, but that should be a first down.
Mark Neary on the stop.
Are they eyeballing this?
They have the 3rd down marker up right now.
It says 3rd down. It should be.
But it's right at the edge. So this would be 3rd and inches.
Oh, they're going to measure. We hardly see this in Division III football. We hardly ever see the measurement. This is a rare measurement. What do we have here?
Inches.
Inches. A lot less inches than the referee is showing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 4th and inches for Allegheny around the RPI 31-yard line. 10:57 to go in today's game. RPI leading Allegheny 45-7.
3rd and less than 1.
And it still says first down on the scoreboard, so now they correct it.
And on 4th down, Allegheny will easily get the first down as Adams took it, got his body at least across the 30. I think they can get to 28. Yeah, that's how far he got. So that's a first down for Allegheny.
So it looks like they're having a little more success here with Adams at the tailback position, at least since he's been in. It also may be because he's going up against the Engineers' second unit.
RPI has made many substitutions in today's game. 1st and 10 for Allegheny at the 28. Gets rid of it right before he gets hit, and it goes incomplete through the hands of French at the 15-yard line.
And almost picking that off was Ryan Skivington for the Engineers. Skivington, a defensive back this season after being the backup quarterback to Marinopolis the last couple years.
Second down and 10. Greer throws, that's incomplete.
First pass intended for 31,
And another thing I'm noticing, CJ Schumacher's doing a great job of timing his blitz and when he's going to come in on the play.
Third down and 10 for Allegheny at the 28-yard line. Not as much life in this game right now as there was in the first half.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of the student section has started to empty out, too.
Victor goes in motion. Greer looks to throw. Has a man at the 6-yard line, and that is complete to Baychik, and it'll be a first and goal for Allegheny.
Yeah, Baychik reeling that in at the 5.
We're hitting the 10-minute mark left to go in today's game. RPI 45, Allegheny 7. First and goal, Allegheny at the 6-yard line.
I know some of them. I'm just looking people I've met.
Throw knocked away.
Passes incomplete.
Greer was looking end zone, and the linebacker just came in and took that away.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hit a guy on a slant, but it was Mansfield coming in. Robinson. Steve Robinson.
Second and goal from the 6 for Allegheny. For wide out formation. Adams will take carry. Greer keeps it. Greer is in for the touchdown. Just got in before his knees hit, and Allegheny picks up their second TD of the game.
And good for Greer because he really has played well here today. Not too bad for him. I guess he just decided to bring it in himself because it did look like he had handed it off to Adams to start, but pulled it back in, ran it around.
Lynon Weber in for the extra point attempt. Snap, the spot, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 45-14 is your score with 9:39 to go in today's game.
It's good. 9:39 remaining.
So the Gators give themselves something to work with. And really it's unfortunate for them because they did have several good drives at the beginning of the game that just ended with turnovers, so it just kind of wiped away all the momentum they would have from a really strong drive down the field. But you do have to credit the Engineer defense for forcing those turnovers.
For Allegheny, this is probably going to be a day where they couldn't afford to make many mistakes, and they made too many.
Yeah, and the Engineers capitalized on those mistakes that they made is what it is.
Yes.
They did turn the ball over, but then the Engineers went down and scored. It wasn't like they turned it over and then punted it away. So it's when you're going up, if you're a team like Allegheny, not really, and you're going up against a team like RPI that's been to 2 national tournaments now in a row and is in the national rankings to start this season, there's like you said, there's a very thin line that you have to work with.
Lynon Weber kicks it away. Spellman takes it at the 8-yard line to the 15. Spellman into the middle of the field to the 20, and he is stopped around the 25. And that's where RPI will have the ball with 9:32 to go in today's game.
And on that last kickoff, the Engineers had brought everybody up right to where it was being kicked off, and they only had one man back to receive the kick. So they may have been expecting a onside kick, or if the Gators were even thinking of onside kick, and it certainly steered them away from it.
First and 10, RPI at the 25-yard line. Bodine in at quarterback for another drive. Hands off to Merkel. Merkel gets caught behind the line of scrimmage, can't get free. Ultimately, there were 8 guys around him from Allegheny because it was easy to tell there were only 3 other people on the field from Allegheny. Those 3 were away, the other people had to be 8. The odds were not in his favor.
No, but he did his best. He was dipping and dodging and made most of it. Only lost 1 on the play.
Second and 11. Merkel lost 1 on that play. RPI taking, and I was about to say taking a lot of time between plays. That was too much time.
Yeah, too much. Delay a game here. They'll walk back. But like you said, between the overcast skies and the emptying crowd and the big score differential, the energy here at ECAT has lowered.
Second down and 16.
Second and 16. Handoff goes to Burnett. I think we have now running in a running back, and he is stopped at the 21-yard line. That picks up what? 2? Yeah.
Tackled by Bauer. And
No, that was Merkel again. My bad. That was Merkel.
It's game of 2. Third and 14.
Third down and 14 for RPI at 21, their own 21. Back to pass is Bodine. Bodine has to run with it now to the 20, makes it out to the 23 and 24, and that's it.
Yeah, and credit the engineers. They are playing an honest game. They're not just running down the game clock every time. They snapped that with about 13, 14 to go.
RPI sends out the punting unit. As we hit the halfway point of quarter number 4. The first half of this game went pretty quickly. Not super quickly, but pretty quickly. But the second half here, this has not been the quickest second half. Taken by Victor at the 37 and dropped there. That was Lyons on the tackle for RPI.
Yeah, Lyons got right down the field and wrapped him up around the ankles. I think the speed of the game, part of that has been the added penalties here in this second half. We've only had 1 timeout taken by Allegheny, so that hasn't been too much of it. But the lack of completions.
Allegheny first and 10 at their own 37. RPI up 45-14 with 7:14 to go today. And Adams takes the handoff and is stopped for a loss of 2.
By 44 Trey Adams.
So the Gators again trying to get that running game going.
Hall on the tackle for RPI.
Second down and 12.
Out of town in the fourth quarter, Hobart 33, Brockport 7.
Oh. That's big news.
And it was 20-7 at the half. And I was thinking, well, let's see what happens. What happens is Hobart's the only team to score after that. Pass to the right along the sideline. That is complete to Barber, and Barber's pushed out right near the first down marker. And then we've got a flag afterwards, as one of the engineers ended up on the Allegheny sideline.
Yeah, looking.
I think, is that right there? Is that a flag? It is a flag.
Let's see how they straighten this one out. You know what? Allegheny didn't bring a lot of people to this game.
That was Kim Youngener. Oh, that got mixed up on the Allegheny sideline.
Yeah, Youngener was getting called for a hit out of bounds, personal foul. That'll move Allegheny down to the 37 of RPI for a first and 10. 6.5 to go, fourth quarter. RPI 45, Allegheny 14. Greer throws. That is complete along the sidelines to the 10, down near the 5, inside the 5. Barber tackled right before he was going to hit the end zone.
To the 4-yard line.
Is that Neary? 18 on the tackle? Not sure about that. First and goal for Allegheny at the RPI 4. 6:08 to go in today's game. Adams on first down, can't find any room to maneuver, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, that was on that last play on the stop was Neary.
That was Neary. Naughton was in on the tackle on this play for RPI.
No gain on the play, second and goal.
5:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Second and goal at the 4-yard line. Will they give to Adams? No. Greer keeps it himself, and okay, he's lucky. He lost the ball, but his knee went down when he was at the 1, so he lost it after that. It'll be third and goal at the 1 for Allegheny.
And again, Greer electing to just tuck that in and drive towards the end zone.
Third and goal.
Third down and goal. Adams this time. Then he loses the ball. Picked up by the Engineers. This was a live play. He was never down. Engineers are heading the other way. Skivington at the 40, at the 50, now to the 40, to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Skivington's in for the touchdown. 100-plus yards on the fumble return. And RPI leads 51-14.
And the last time the Engineers had a fumble return for a touchdown, it was Dennis DeChico against Rochester last season. And this one goes all the way, 99 yards.
No, they're going to credit him for at least 100.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know if NCAA does the yardage in the end zone as well. I don't know if they do that, but I'm pretty sure he picked that up in the end zone.
So a minimum of 99 yards.
You might want to check the replay and see where he picked that up. I thought it was in the end zone. He ran it back all the way. Christian with the extra point. That is up. Whoops, we got a flag on the play.
He picked it up at least 2 yards into the end zone.
All right. So I don't know if the NCAA gives you the extra yards in the end zone or not. Sometimes they only say, oh, it's 100 yards. That's the most you can get. And sometimes they'll add the extra yards.
Well, either way, it was an impressive play.
93 defense. That penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Kick is good.
All right, so the kick is good, and there's a foul against Allegheny. So it's 52-14 RPI.
That was a 100-yard return of the fumble by number 17.
Watching the replay, it's kind of funny. It looked like the play was kind of dead, and Skivington just looked down, and he was like, oh, there's a ball there. Picked it up and ran it all the way down. Mix looks like he made it down in about 12 seconds, so a pretty quick 100 there from Ryan Skivington with the football in his hand.
With the pads on.
Yeah, with the pads on too. Yeah. Usain Bolt, watch out.
So more bad
This is just very unfortunate for the Gators because, again, they're moving the ball. They're on the goal line. And they just can't punch it in.
They fumbled at the 2 in the first quarter. The RPI 2, remember that? RPI went 98 yards the other way. They had the interception and fumbled it right at the 1.
And that would have tied the game.
Yes.
That would have tied the game. They tie that game. That's a whole new ball game right there.
They fumble it into the end zone. It becomes a touchback, and then a fumble at the 1 goes all the way. You don't see that a lot. The personal foul against Allegheny means RPI is going to kick off from the 50, and Christian has plenty of leg to kick this one out of the end zone, which he does.
Kickoff is through the end zone for a touchback. Allegheny first and 10 at the room, 25-yard line.
So Allegheny will take over at the 25. There's 4:47 to go in today's game. RPI 52, Allegheny 14.
Yeah, I think if you're the Gators, you take a look back at this game and you say this is a really good team that we went against, and we did, for the most part, we could play with them, but we need to be more responsible with the ball.
First and 10 for Allegheny at the 25-yard line. Down by 38. And they're going to switch it up. Callie is coming in as the running back, and it's not going to get any yards on the first down run to the right side.
It looks like we got a new quarterback, too. Yeah, Ethan Lee in at quarterback.
Yes.
The sophomore out of Newville, Pennsylvania. So,
Allegheny on second down. Lee hands off to Callie, and that is stopped at the line of scrimmage as well.
And Greer's going to end his day with 318 yards passing. So, certainly not a bad day from your starting quarterback.
What's the rushing yards for Allegheny right now?
They're averaging 1.4, and the total is 31.
Okay. We have an injured Allegheny player, so they'll stop the clock. 3:56 to go in today's game. RPI 52, Allegheny 14. Okay, so those stats tell me two things. One, they're not getting hardly any rushing yards, and two, when they rush,
they're not getting anywhere.
They're not getting anywhere. That's what it's telling me.
And you do have to credit the engineer defense for a lot of that, because they were blowing up the gaps. The line was blowing up the gaps, and it was allowing their speedy cornerbacks and linebackers to make the plays. And I'm not sure that happens for the Gators against every team that they play this season. I think if they were to get their running game going a little bit, it might open up. And I mean, especially when you're at the half-yard line and you can't punch it in, it's got to be pretty upsetting.
Yes, it's very difficult to win a game if you're in that position and you can't punch it in.
Twice, yeah, you said at the 2 and
yeah, they fumbled at the 2 and then they fumbled at the 1. Yeah, those are both the offense with problems there. That is Callie, the rusher, who is being helped off the field for Allegheny. Third down and 10 for Allegheny at the 25-yard line. As we're winding down this fourth quarter. Pass, that's complete, and Allegheny will get a first down on this. Lee's pass is complete to Steinprice, and that'll be a first down at the 35-yard line.
To the Allegheny 35-yard line, first and 10.
Clock runs, 3:40 to go here in the game. RPI 52, Allegheny 14. First and 10 at the 35. Lee looks to throw. He's going to put it up, and Steinprice was wide open on the sidelines, and he'll go out of bounds at the RPI 40, and that's another first down.
So again, the Gators are offense is moving.
First and 10 at the 40. Lee pass, Steinprice complete. Steinprice gets away from a tackle. He's got a first down. Now he's going to get pushed back right around the 25-yard line. Skivington ran back that fumble recovery in on the tackle there.
Yeah, and that was a quick little dump-off pass, but he was able to break that first tackle and get the extra yardage for the first down. So a good heads-up play.
2:40 to go in today's game. RPI leading 52-14. First and 10, Allegheny at the RPI 25. Lee rolls out and throws that one away.
Lee's pass is incomplete. Second down and 10.
Another Allegheny player a little slow getting up. I was talking before, they brought maybe 45 guys. It's a long trip. I made it. Certainly RPI has a much larger bench because of their home team here. And RPI has gone deeper into their bench than Allegheny is going to ever be able to. They don't actually. If you look at Allegheny, RPI's got over 100 people on their roster. They have double numbers. Allegheny doesn't have any double numbers. They've got missing numbers actually. Second down and 10. Short dish off to Dukeman, and he is stopped at the 20.
To number 82, Jake Dukeman. Gains to the 20-yard line. Third down 5.
Third down and 5 for Allegheny. 2:10 to go in today's game. This is a question of winding this one down. Lee throws, and that is it picked off?
He's holding it up.
Nope, they're going to say it hit the ground. That was going to be a close one, whether or not, who was that? That was Green. Whether Green had gotten that before it hit the ground or not, the officials will say no, and it'll be 4th down and 5 at the 20 for Allegheny.
And Green was pleading his case for a little bit, but I think he knew it hit the ground. I think he did know it hit the ground. He's a freshman playing in the season opener, so you gotta like the excitement you see from him.
4th and 5. Why the heck not? Allegheny's going for it. Lee looking for the corner for Steinprice, and it's too far. It's incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs with 1:53. RPI will take the ball on their own side of the field. Usually the telltale sign is when it happens, none of your teammates help you out on that. The teammates are just standing around looking while you're arguing the case. It usually means, yeah, we don't think you got it either.
Yeah, I think that's a freshman that's excited to be on the field at a season opener, a home opener here, and I think that's a good thing if you're Coach I, you're looking at your younger players and you're seeing that doesn't matter what the score is for them, they're out there and they're trying to give it their all.
1st and 10 RPI at the 20, 1:53 to go. Is that Scaglione in there now?
I think it's I thought 32. Again with the
no, that's Scaglione.
Yeah, it's Scaglione.
And we have an injured Allegheny player. Is Bodine still in there at quarterback?
Looks like it might actually be 18.
Crib?
Yeah, it's either Lawson or but it's 18 and 19. So with the like you said with the black numbers and the red jerseys.
Yeah, that's
high
Crib.
Up.
That's an 18. That's Crib is in there now at quarterback for RPI. Another injury or a shaken up Allegheny player, so a little stoppage here while he gets off the field.
And speaking of injuries, the injuries have, knock on wood, gone through this one pretty not too banged up so far.
Again, Crib at quarterback for RPI. I should finish my sentence there. Yes, Crib at quarterback for RPI is running the play clock down as much as possible. It's a 2nd and 7. They want to get this down to about 1 minute. Now they'll snap it with about 1:05 to go. Scaglione on the carry to the 25. Scaglione to the 29. The clock will continue to run. It'll be 3rd down and
39-yard line.
some odd 1 yard to go. RPI just has to run one more play.
46, Earl Swan.
Once it gets below 40 seconds, if they just run a play, they don't have to run anything else after that. I'm going to assume Allegheny's not going to stop the clock.
3rd and less than 1.
RPI goes into the victory formation. Yeah, I was about to say they need to get another person on the line. Finally, somebody moved up there. And Crib will go back and take a knee with about 15 seconds left, and it's just a matter of the clock winding down. RPI is going to be the 52-14 victors in today's game.
So a great way for the Engineers to start off their year. The last season they opened up at Allegheny and they won 40-19. This year they win 52-14, and after going back and looking at that, the Gators also had 4 turnovers in that game. So certainly, and one of them was a touchdown that got run back by Luke Watanabe. So that certainly seems to be a theme for them against the Engineers. They just can't keep the ball. But
and it wasn't weather or anything. I remember the game last year. The weather was fine, so it wasn't like Brockport. The game against Brockport last year, RPI was wet and rainy, and you had turnovers because of that. So it was like today's game. There was no weather-related incidents.
I mean, September football, so that does make sense.
Yes.
But
RPI picks up a 52-14 victory here over Allegheny. It's, for RPI, obviously no game is perfect, but they did a lot more right than wrong today. You can't really argue with the score, the performance. A lot of people got into today's game, and you were talking about lack of injuries for RPI. They were fresh.
Yeah.
You didn't have people out there getting tired as the game went along. RPI was staying fresh by.
And you mentioned the substitutions; they were subbing in left and right, and I think that's a very important thing for the entire season because it gives guys that maybe aren't listed as a starter, that gives them confidence that they are going to get in and they are going to make an impact on the game. And when you have a roster as big as RPI, you also mentioned how they have double numbers, then that's what you want. You don't want guys being upset that there's only 20 guys on the field. So good management by the coaching staff to keep everybody involved regardless of the score.
All right, so I'm going to run down the scoring in today's game. There was a lot of it. RPI in the first quarter, 9:06 to go. Meischel with a 1-yard run. Christian's kick made it 7-0 RPI, and that was a lead they never lost. Never lost the lead. 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Burnett with a 4-yard run. Christian's kick made it 14-0, and that was the score after one quarter. The second quarter for Allegheny, French with a 9-yard pass from Greer. Lynon Weber's kick made it 14-7 RPI. Then RPI came back. Christian with a 34-yard field goal, 5:52 to go in the second, made it 17-7. And with 2 seconds left in the second quarter, McDonald, a 1-yard pass from Marinopolis, and Christian's kick made it 24-7. That was the score at halftime. RPI 24, Allegheny 7. In the third quarter, Meissen with a 1-yard run. Christian's kick at 9:19 made it 31-7. And then at 3:26 to go in the third, 38-7. Meissen with another 1-yard run in Christian's kick, and RPI firmly in control. And then with 10 seconds to go in the third, Bryce Todd with a 19-yard pass from Marinopolis. Christian's kick made it 45-7 in RPI's favor. In the fourth quarter, Allegheny did get a second touchdown. Greer with a 6-yard run. Lynon Weber's kick made it 45-14 RPI. And then the final score of the game was the Skivington touchdown return from the end zone all the way with 4:47 to go in the game. And Christian with the kick made it 52-14 in the Engineers' favor. And that's the way it would end today. RPI 52 and Allegheny 14. RPI 1-0 on the season. Allegheny 0-1. For Allegheny, they are going up against Wabash at home in 2 weeks. They have a week off next week, and then the week after that, they are at home against Wabash. For RPI, they are on the road next week. They are at WPI, which I believe is WPI's homecoming. It's a 2:30 start next week, so that will be RPI's next action, the Transit Trophy next Saturday at WPI. Offensive and defensive engineers of the game.
So on offense, I don't really know who else to give it to except George Marinopolis. He came out firing. I was really impressed by how many completions, by just his overall poise, his ability to spread the ball around to different receivers. He must have hit 6 or 7 different receivers, and just knowing when to hand off on the read option plays, knowing when to hand off or when to keep it in. And we saw him score a rushing touchdown of his own. So on offense, it's going to go to George Marinopolis, and then on defense, I'm going to give it to John Sadak. He had 8 tackles on the game, and he did a really good job of being in the right place at the right time. And I mentioned how he has experience at safety and at defensive back, but they've had him playing linebacker the last 2 years, and he's got the physicality to do that. He's got the strength to play linebacker and stop the run, and he's a smart player. So I think defensively, you got to give it to John Sadak. And I think he had an interception on the tipped pass. So he did have forced a turnover there for the Engineers.
So big win for RPI. Out of town, it's a final. Hobart 33, Brockport 7. So Brockport came in ranked 13th, probably lower than you expected from last year because of the loss to RPI in the NCAAs.
Right.
Okay, so, and then they come into today's game, and they're probably going to drop out of the top 25. with a loss today, 33-7 to Hobart.
The other way you look at it, is Hobart that better this year? That's the unknown.
That's a
but
question
we'll get to
because
see them.
RPI likely won't play Brockport. They are going to be playing Hobart.
Correct.
So what happened in that game? Is Hobart better than last year? RPI did beat Hobart last year. They beat them 2 years in a row, actually. No.
They did not beat them 2 years ago. Hobart,
right.
They had a very good passing attack from what I can remember.
I'm wrong. You're correct. It was the year before they lost to Hobart. Last year, RPI lost to Union in conference.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So the question is Hobart better than last year? And
certainly possible.
Is Brockport worse than last year? Who knows what was going on in that game? You know, I'll probably want to read a report on that one to see what happened. Also, St. John Fisher defeated Buffalo State 23-6. At the half, Ithaca is dominating St. Vincent 49-14. Over in Schenectady, I don't have a score for you. Westfield State against Union. And the other two games involving Liberty League schools, St. Lawrence in Utica and Case Western in Rochester. Those games are later tonight. Those are 7 o'clock starts, so obviously we can't get a score for you right now. It hasn't happened yet. So that's what's going on out there. So it's RPI against WPI next Saturday on the road, as RPI has 4 non-conference games and 6 conference games in their season. That is all. Any final words, Joe?
No, I had fun, and the Engineers' offense and defense certainly made it fun to watch from up here, and best of luck to them the rest of the season.
All right, so we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activities of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of Engineer football, hockey, and baseball. Also, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org, and you can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as we're sending something out over the air, we'll provide it for you on that feed. That is WRPI.org. We'd like to thank our staff back at the station for making sure we got on the air. We would like to thank you, the listeners, for listening to the broadcast here today. My name is Kurt Stutt. Joe Pisacano was over to my right. And the final score here at the East Campus Stadium in Troy, it was RPI 52 and Allegheny 14. And you've been listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.